Hi folks, so welcome back to the channel and welcome to a very autumnal late autumn camp. It's been pretty wet and windy this autumn. We've had 2 storms come in already, and this is right at the end of autumn here. We're at the end of November, and I haven't been out for a camp since the summer, so I was fairly desperate to get out. Or I thought I was. When I woke up this morning and saw it raining and gusty winds and that sort of thing, I kind of had to resist the urge to chicken out and stay at home in the warm, which often happens when the weather's poor. It's like pretty hard to get yourself out. But yeah, I'm really glad I did. Now I'm set up and safely in my tent. So I've come out in the Hilleberg Soulo tonight, as you'll have seen from the setup bit, mostly because the winds are going to be a little bit gusty, 38-40 miles an hour, and it's also kind of drizzling. I'm basically sitting just in the cloud at the moment. And the Hilleberg's a really easy tent to set up. I think I had a fairly leisurely setup, probably took me 20 minutes or so. You can put it up much faster than that, but I had quite a nice leisurely setup. So yeah, everything's nice and dry, so I'm glad I brought this tent really. The only thing with it is you're supposed to pitch it with the narrow end, which is the foot pointing into the wind, and the wind for me is coming from behind me, so that's how I pitched it. But there's a very slight downhill slope, which means that the head end is very slightly lower than the foot end, which tends to give you a bit of a headache and stuff. Bit of the wind there if you sleep like that. So I'm actually going to sleep with my head at the foot end, which will be much more comfortable, and there's no real problem. It's only slightly narrower, so you know that should be all right. I brought a new mat with me today. It's similar to one that I've already got, an X-Bed Sin mat, but what I find in the cooler months is with the standard width one, because I'm a side sleeper typically, I usually end up with like a leg hanging off the side or an arm, and then you wake up a little bit cold. So I've bought the extra long, extra wide version, and I was a bit worried actually that it wouldn't fit inside the tent. I should have tested it like in my garden or something, but I didn't. So I brought along like a roll mat, like a foamy thing, just as a backup, just in case. But actually it fits in pretty well spot on in the Soulo, so I'm quite pleased about that. It's a super warm mat as well. Apparently it goes down to like minus 15 or something. I'll have to check that, but there's no way I'm going to get anywhere close to that. The other thing that's new that I haven't had before is I've finally got round to using a footprint with my Hilleberg, just to keep the porch area a bit sort of cleaner. Allegedly it helps prevent condensation as well, so that's all good stuff. My sleeping bag is the Rabascent 500, which is a down bag, goes down to 1 degree comfort level, I think. The temperature today, although it's a bit windy and rainy, is actually really mild. It was 11 degrees when I left the car, and I suspect it's not going to drop, even though I'm a few hundred feet up. It's not going to drop below probably 8 degrees, so I should be nice and toasty in a winter tent with a winter rated mat and a reasonably low rated sleeping bag. So yeah, job's a good one. Well, I've made it to 6 o'clock, so I'm going to start cooking some dinner now. Yeah, this is one of the things with wintry type camping is you know, it gets dark at 4, and so you struggle to hang on to 8 o'clock or so before doing your dinner. But I've made it till 6, so that's good. So I'm going to open up the porch area now. It doesn't seem to be raining, which is good. So yeah, I don't like cooking inside an enclosed porch unless I absolutely have to, but I should be alright to open up now. So yeah, and see, I can't remember what I brought for dinner now, so I shall have to go and have a look. So rather annoyingly, I've forgotten my little bit of foil that I usually use to protect my footprint of the tent. I'm not sure how heat resistant the Hilleberg footprint is, so I have had to press gang in my little sit mat thing just in case. I'm assuming that's slightly better than a tent footprint, but I don't want to melt that either. But anyway, my stuff's boiled now, so that's good. And dinner tonight is something to eat, chicken fajita with rice. So I've had that one before, and it was quite nice, I think. Usually I have the chicken tikka one, but this one will make a bit of a change. And I've got a big bar of chocolate for pudding, and a little bottle of wine. Just got to wait a few minutes now for the dinner to be ready, but at least it's stopped raining. It's actually doesn't seem to be as windy now either. Theoretically, it's supposed to clear the sky tonight at around 10 o'clock, so I'm going to have a little shifty outside then, just to see if I can see some stars and maybe get a photo or something. You never know, but normally that sort of thing never quite transpires. But yeah, I'm looking forward to my dinner now anyway. Well, if I remember rightly, this one actually tastes quite nice. Looks a bit like mush, but never mind. Smells all right. Well, that was a really big dinner. That's one thing with those Summit to Eat things. They're extremely filling, about 600 calories typically. But anyway, time to break out the wine and chocolate for pudding. Cheers. That's very nice. Well, the wind certainly seems to be picking up outside, but the cloud doesn't seem to be going away. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to give up on any hopes of getting a starry sky. But nonetheless, it's still nice sitting in the tent listening to the wind howling away. It stopped raining by the sound of it, at least for a while. Yeah, I'm glad I came. The temptation in the winter time when the weather's poor and whatever is not to go out, and whether it's camping or going out on my bike or dragging myself into the back garden with my telescope and stuff, you're always super tempted to just stay indoors where it's nice and comfortable. But typically I've found if you do that and you chicken out, you kick yourself afterwards. So yeah, I'm super glad I came out tonight. I've had a very nice evening. Not that there's anything to do, mind you, in this little tent here in the pitch black. And I will have been in here from 4 p.m. I'd say, probably at the latest 4:30, and it'll be dark till at least 7 or 7:30 in the morning, so it's quite a long time to spend in a tent. But yeah, the evenings, they just kind of while away. It's peculiar really, it's all very relaxing. So yeah, I'm just going to finish my little bit of wine off now and enjoy relaxing for the rest of the evening, and hopefully, if nothing untoward happens, I won't see you till the morning. So good night. So it's another camp done and dusted. It was really dreary when I first woke up at first light. I was hoping for a sunrise, but it was all kind of foggy and horrible. But yeah, it's sort of, sun's coming out behind me there. Little bits of blue sky appearing. Incredibly windy this morning still. Sometimes in the gusts I'm struggling to stand up. So yeah, it's going to be yet another windy day, I think. But anyhow, it was a cracking camp. I'm glad I came out and didn't succumb to temptation and stay at home yesterday. So yeah, until the next time, take care and cheerio.